Have you ever given your time, your love, your energy, and your loyalty to someone, only to realize they were never running toward you the same way? You kept calling, you kept explaining, you kept trying to prove your worth. The hardest truth you will ever learn is this: you cannot force someone to see your value by constantly sacrificing yourself. The moment you stop chasing people who don't appreciate you is the moment you finally start chasing your own peace, your own purpose, and your own power. Because sometimes the door you keep knocking on was never meant to open. And the person you are trying so hard to impress may never give you what you are looking for, because they don't even understand the gift they have in front of them. Today, you are going to learn why walking away is not losing, it is choosing yourself. One of the most painful mistakes people make is trying to earn love, attention, and respect from someone who has already decided not to give it. You start believing that if you just try harder, give more, or become better, they will finally see your value. You keep showing up, even when they barely notice your presence. You keep offering your heart, hoping that one day they will understand what they have in front of them. The truth is, your worth was never something you had to prove. Think about how much of yourself you have given away just to keep someone interested. How many times did you ignore your own feelings because you were afraid of losing someone? How many times did you stay silent when you were hurt because you didn't want to create distance? The moment you start begging for someone's attention, you slowly forget your own power. Love is not supposed to feel like a job interview where you constantly have to convince someone that you are qualified. The right people do not need you to chase them endlessly. They do not need you to fight for a basic place in their life. They recognize your effort, they appreciate your presence, and they respect the person you are. Sometimes we spend years trying to open a door that was never locked for us. We keep knocking, hoping the person on the other side will suddenly become who we need them to be. But the longer we wait outside that door, the more we miss the opportunities waiting for us elsewhere. You are not here to convince someone to care about you. You are not here to compete for attention. You are not here to shrink yourself so someone else feels comfortable. Your life changes when you stop asking, "How can I make them choose me?" and start asking, "Why am I ignoring myself?" The moment you choose your own peace over constant chasing, you take your power back. You stop looking for validation from people who cannot see your value and start building a life where your presence is appreciated. Your energy becomes stronger, your confidence grows, and you finally understand that the greatest relationship you can build is the one you have with yourself. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of energy, attention, and emotional strength. The question is not whether you have enough to give. The question is where you are choosing to grace. Spend it. Because your energy is one of the most valuable things you own. Once you give it away, you cannot get that moment back. Many people spend their energy chasing those who do not appreciate them. They replay conversations in their mind, wondering what they could have done differently. They check for messages, wait for replies, and look for signs that someone finally cares. They allow another person's actions to control their mood, their confidence, and even their happiness. But when you constantly invest your energy into someone who does not value it, you are slowly teaching yourself that their approval matters more than your own peace. Imagine having a garden. If you spend all your time watering a place where nothing grows, eventually you will become exhausted. You will have no strength left to take care of the flowers that were meant to bloom. Your relationships, your dreams, your confidence, and your future all need your energy too. The moment you start redirecting that energy back into yourself, something powerful happens. You begin to heal. You start focusing on your goals instead of someone's attention. You begin creating instead of waiting. You start becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. Your energy should go toward things that make you stronger, not things that constantly drain you. Invest in your growth. Invest in your peace. Invest in the people who bring out the best version of you. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your time, and your emotions. Sometimes the biggest transformation happens when you stop trying to convince someone else of your importance and start recognizing it yourself. You don't need to chase what is meant to respect you. You don't need to force connections that are not aligned with your life. When you protect your energy, you create space for better opportunities, healthier relationships, and a stronger version of yourself. The world responds differently when you stop giving your power away. You become calmer, wiser, and more intentional. You stop looking outside yourself for something you already carry within you, the confidence and strength to choose a life that truly honors who you are. Many people believe that walking away means they lost, but sometimes walking away is the greatest act of strength and self-respect. We are often taught to hold on, to keep trying, and to never give up. But there is a difference between fighting for something meaningful and fighting for something that is slowly destroying your peace. There comes a moment when you have to ask yourself an important question. Am I staying because this relationship is healthy, or am I staying because I am afraid of letting go? Fear can make us hold on to things that are no longer meant for us. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear that we will never find someone else who understands us. But staying in a place where you constantly feel ignored, unappreciated, or invisible can cost you more than leaving ever could. Walking away does not mean you stopped caring. It does not mean the memories were fake or that the connection meant nothing. It means you finally understand that your own peace matters too. You can love someone and still recognize that they are not giving you the respect, effort, or emotional support you deserve. You can have compassion for someone and still choose not to allow their actions to hurt you anymore. Sometimes the hardest goodbye is not because you still want the person in your life, but because you are saying goodbye to the hope that they would become different. You have to stop falling in love with someone's potential while ignoring their reality. A person can have good qualities and still not be the right person for your journey. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people come into your life to teach you something, to show you what you need, or even to reveal what you should never accept again. When you choose yourself, you are not being selfish. You are creating a boundary around your happiness. You are saying that your heart deserves care, your time deserves respect, and your life deserves peace. The strongest people are not those who never experience pain. They are the ones who feel the pain, learn from it, and still choose to move forward. Sometimes the door you keep trying to reopen is the same door blocking you from the life waiting ahead. The people who truly belong in your life will never make you feel like you are invisible. They will not make you constantly question your importance or wonder where you stand. When someone genuinely values you, their actions create a sense of security, not confusion. Many people spend too much time trying to decode mixed signals. They analyze every message, every silence, every change in behavior, hoping to find a reason why someone who claims to care does not show up consistently. But real appreciation does not hide behind endless excuses. When someone values your presence, they make an effort to protect the connection. Stop confusing attention with appreciation. Someone can give you attention and still not value you. They may reach out when they are lonely. They may come back when they need comfort. They may say beautiful words that make you feel important for a moment. But words without consistent actions create disappointment. True value is revealed through effort. The right people do not only appear during easy moments. They are there when life becomes difficult. They listen when you speak. They notice when something is wrong. They care about your feelings instead of only focusing on their own needs. You should never have to constantly remind someone that you deserve kindness. Your heart should not feel like it is fighting for a place where it already belongs. Sometimes we chase people because we remember the good moments. We hold on to the version of them that made us feel special, even when their current actions no longer match that memory. But you must learn to see people for who they are today, not only who they were yesterday. A healthy connection brings peace. It does not leave you feeling exhausted, anxious, or uncertain about your worth. The people meant for your life will not make you feel like you have to become someone else to be accepted. They will appreciate your honesty, your kindness, and your true personality. When you stop chasing those who fail to recognize your value, you create space for relationships that are built on respect and understanding. You begin to understand that being chosen by the wrong person is not a victory, and being overlooked by someone who cannot appreciate you is not a reflection of your worth. Your value does not decrease because someone failed to see it. A person who does not recognize a treasure does not make the treasure any less valuable. The biggest transformation begins when you stop looking outside yourself for permission to feel worthy. For so long, many people ask, why don't they choose me? They wonder why someone does not appreciate their love, their effort, or their loyalty. They keep waiting for someone else to recognize their value, but they forget the most important person who needs to believe in them first, themselves. Your life starts changing when you stop chasing approval and start choosing yourself. Choosing yourself does not mean you stop caring about others. It means you finally understand that your happiness cannot depend on someone else's Tomo's attention, affection, or acceptance. You stop allowing another person's actions to decide how you feel about yourself. There is a powerful moment when you realize you no longer need to beg for basic respect. You no longer need to convince someone to stay. You no longer need to keep proving that you are enough. You become stronger because your confidence is no longer built on someone else's opinion. When you choose yourself, you start setting different standards. You stop accepting situations that constantly drain you. You stop making excuses for people who repeatedly hurt you. You start protecting your peace because you finally understand how valuable it is. The most beautiful thing happens when you stop chasing what does not choose you. You create room for what is meant for you. Your energy becomes different. Your mindset becomes different. The way you carry yourself changes. You no longer walk into relationships hoping someone will complete you. You walk in knowing you are already whole. You begin focusing on your dreams, your growth, and the person you are becoming. The time you once spent worrying about someone's actions becomes time spent building your future. And the truth is, people notice when you stop begging for their attention. They notice when you stop trying to convince them. They notice when you become comfortable standing alone. But the biggest reward is not whether someone comes back or finally recognizes your worth. The biggest reward is that you finally recognize it yourself. You realize that losing someone who did not value you is not the end of your story. Sometimes it is the beginning of a new chapter where you discover your strength, your confidence, and your ability to create a life filled with peace. Because once you truly choose yourself, you stop chasing people and start attracting what aligns with the person you have become. At the end of the day, the greatest lesson you can learn is that your worth was never determined by who stayed, who left, or who failed to appreciate you. You can spend your entire life chasing people, trying to earn their attention, trying to prove that you are valuable. Or you can make the decision to finally see yourself the way you deserve to be seen. Because the moment you stop chasing people who don't value you, you create space for something greater. You create space for peace. You create space for growth. You create space for relationships where you don't have to beg to be respected. Remember this, the right people will not require you to lose yourself just to keep them. You were not created to constantly convince someone of your importance. You were not created to feel invisible in places where your heart deserves to be appreciated. Sometimes life removes certain people, not because you were not enough, but because your next chapter requires a stronger version of you. Stop running after what keeps moving away from you. Stop giving your best energy to those who only give you their leftovers. Start investing in yourself. Start protecting your peace. Start choosing the person you see in the mirror every single day. The moment you realize your own value, everything changes. Your relationships change. Your confidence changes. your entire life begins to move in a different direction. You no longer chase love, you allow genuine love to meet you. You no longer chase acceptance, you walk with confidence. You no longer chase people, you become someone who knows their worth. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message touched your heart, remember that you have the power to change the way you see yourself and the way you allow others to treat you. Never forget, your peace is precious, your energy is powerful, and your worth has always been there. Keep growing, keep believing, keep choosing yourself. Until next time, take care of your heart, protect your peace, and continue becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for watching.